Hi guys, I Aziz welcome you to CoedMaster, and in this video I am going to talk about how to create temporary files and folder and regular files and folder using files class in Java. So if you are willing to learn how to create files and folder using files class in Java, then this video is for you. So make sure to watch this video till the end. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Alright guys, let's begin this video. So in order to create files and folder in Java, we have to use files class of Java. So let's call files, and you can see over here that this class belongs to java.nio.file package, right? So let's call files dot, you can see here it has one method, create temporary directory. Okay, let's call it. And if you go to files class, you can see that there are two overloading methods. One is create temporary directory, and this method is taking path and the prefix as an argument. So what is path? Path is a directory in which you want to create a directory, and prefix is a string that is used to generate the name of the directory. Okay, and the second method is this, and this method only takes prefix. Okay, so if you use this method, then your folder is going to be created in some random location, and most probably where all the temporary file resides in your operating system. So let's not use this method, instead use this method. So in this method we have to provide path and the prefix. Okay, so let's provide a path. So how are we going to create a path? Using path interface, right? So let's call path dot of method. In this method we are going to pass dot slash. This corresponds to the current directory, and current directory of this project is demo. Okay, and the second argument to this method is prefix. And what would be the prefix? Let's use temp for temporary folder. Now you can see here that this method is showing red line. Why is it so? Because this method throws IO exception. So let's not handle IO exception right now, and let's throw it to the JVM. So let's call throws keyword and write IO exception, or let's say write exception, so it will handle all the exception. Now this create temporary directory returns the path of the directory that has been created. So let's store that path in a path variable. Okay, let's name it directory, and we are good to go. Now we can create the path of the directory on the screen. Let's run the program, and boom, you will see that the temporary directory is created over here, and the name of this directory is temp 92333 and something like that. This is a random number that is associated with this folder. Okay, now this is how you can create temporary directory in Java. Now I will show you how to create a temporary file in Java. So let's keep this code as it is, and let's again use the files class and create temporary file of this class. Now this method, you can see over here, let's go to the declaration of this method. If you go to this method, you will see that there are two overloading methods of create temporary file. The first method is taking path and then prefix and then suffix. So prefix, path is essentially a path in which you want to create this file. Prefix is essentially the name of the file, and suffix is essentially the extension of the file. So this method is taking path, prefix and suffix. Now let's see the next method. This method is only taking prefix and suffix. So this method is going to create a file in some random location. So let's use this method. So we should pass path, prefix and suffix. Okay, so let's copy the path from here, and this path corresponds to the current directory. Okay, and let's pass suffix. Suffix is going to be temp. Okay, and the extension of this file is going to be .txt. Okay, let's put the semicolon here, and this method also returns the path of the file that has been created. So let's store the path info into the file variable. Okay, now let's print the path of this file on the screen, file. Let's run the program, And now you will see that one temporary folder is created and one temporary file is created. You can see over here. Now, and the name of this temporary file is temp335946278, something like this. And the extension of this file is .txt. Now the question over here is, I want to create this temporary file inside of this folder. So how can we do it? So let's see. So first of all, let's delete these two files and folder. Now we are going to update our path. So here we have to update the path. So let's use the path we have already created when creating a temporary directory. So let's use this path, and inside of this path we want to create a temporary file with the extension .txt. Now let's run the program, and you will see that now temporary folder is created, and inside of temporary folder temporary file is also created, and you can see the path of temporary folder and the temporary file. So I hope now you understood that how to create temporary directory and temporary file. Now I will show you how to create a regular directory and regular file using files class in Java. Okay, let's remove this. Now again, let's call files class dot create directory method. Now this time, instead of calling create temporary directory method, we are going to call create directory method. Okay, and if you go to this method takes path as argument. Okay, so let's give it a path, and path is going to be path dot off, and inside of off method we are going to give the relative path. Okay, so let's write dot slash and temp. So we want to create a folder with name temp. Okay, so this method is also going to return the path of this directory. So let's store the path of this directory into the directory variable. Okay, now let's print this directory on the screen. Now let's print the path of this directory on the screen. Okay, before it, let's delete this folder. Okay, now let's run the program, and you will see that one temp folder is created here, and the path of this folder is dot slash temp. So this is how you can create a normal directory using files class in Java. Now let me show you how to create normal file in Java. So let's again call files dot. Now this time, instead of calling create temporary file, we are going to call create file. Okay, so let's call create file method, and this method takes path as argument. Okay, so let's call it. Now let's give it directory. So we have given path to this method, but this method needs a path with a file name so that it can create a file name inside of this directory. So how do we do it? Let's call resolve method here. Okay, and resolve, inside of resolve method, let's give it temp.txt. So what resolve method does? Resolve method is simply going to associate this file name with the given path. Okay, now this method also going to give the path of the file that has been created. So let's use path, and let's create a variable file, and let's store the path of this file in this variable. Okay, now let's print the path of the file on the screen, and before running this program, let's delete this folder, and now let's run the program. And now you will see that our temporary folder is created, and inside of this temporary folder, temporary file is also created. Okay, and the path of temporary folder is dot slash temp, and the path of temporary text file is dot slash temp/temp.txt. So this is how you can create regular directory and the regular file using files class in Java. So in this video, I have showed you how to create temporary directory and temporary files, and also how to create a regular file and regular directory. So I hope this is clear to you. In next video, I will show you what are the different ways of writing files using files class in Java. So this is all from my side. If you have learned something valuable from this video, then hit the like button. In order to make YouTube algorithm happy, please subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to click the bell icon so my friend, you never miss any upcoming video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.